going live. See if I can find anybody tonight. We're going to see if we get anybody out here going live. See, I'm live right now. Let's see if we got anybody live. Let's see what we're working with. Coming to you live tonight. See what I got. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Let's see. Can't see nothing. I see one person coming through. What's up? How you doing? Been a minute. How you doing, man? Can you hear me all right? Been a long time. I was on here the other night. What's happening? How you doing? This is great. I am feeling much better now. How's it going? I'm up here for an hour. Yeah. Good to you too. It's hard to believe, ain't it? God, it doesn't even seem like it. What's happening? It doesn't even seem like it. How y'all doing? How you feeling? Glad to see you. Been too long too. Been too long. Oh, I got a whole bunch of people. Okay. About time. Yeah, I've been pretty good. Thank you for asking. And all these people coming through, feel free to hit the like too, by the way. I want that like. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. But yeah, I'm glad to have everybody through. Let's talk. Glad everybody on. I got to get a question up in here too. I'm so excited. Let me get a question up in here. Let's see what the poll question is going to be. Let me see. Yeah, well, you got a big mouth. So I'm going to take you out. I'm not doing trolls tonight. All right, let's see. Excited for. I'm going to say excited for. I'm going to find out how this works here. So work with me. Yeah, let me know if you're excited for that question. My Hulk video. Oh, okay. Thank you. Take your time. I just did a poll. And you may not like this poll, but let me tell you a story about this poll. It's gonna be a little bit different. I might do another poll, but I want you to answer this one too, what you think of it. Are you excited for autumn? And I'm gonna say it right now. So this funny story. I've encountered it's mainly been like a lot of women. So fellas, I need you to get your response. Everybody's all excited about autumn. You know, it's like they want leaves and stuff. Like, what happened to your childhood with the summertime? This autumn love is crazy. So I'm doing a poll about autumn. I was on here the other night. It's Max Robert Frazier. Is Robert Frazier your real name? I bet you're not related to Joe Frazier, but when we gonna find out. But anyway, just getting this thing going. Glad to have people come through. Well, thanks, Ted. So, oh wow, I can't believe we were actually Football season, September. He ain't going nowhere. You know what the problem is? He ain't been the same since his wife left him. Okay. He ain't been the same since his wife left him. And then his racist ways got aired out. She cleaned him out, and I think the daughter messed him up too. It was some craziness with him. Okay, that's cool. My real name is Max too. So what's up? Yeah, that's what's up with Hogan. After the wife left him, he was never the same. Yeah, well he. But see, it pays complexion for the protection because it did. Did it work against Mel Gibson? Nope. Did people hold it against Mel Gibson? Nope. Are they gonna hold it against Hulk Hogan? Nope. Are them steroids making him talk crazy? Yep. He one of them old school Italian dudes that just got that bee in his bonnet. Can't say I'm ever shocked or surprised. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Rob. Yeah, well, Ohio is not. I know that Ohio is the capital of funk music and all the brother and people, but but Ohio is next to Kentucky. So it ain't like they ain't had no history of being, you know. So what you mean, which is my favorite race among people? What kind of question is that? You know, you gotta explain that one. You talking track and field? Yeah. And it should be outlawed too. Well, you know you're near Kentucky, so that's kind of. I mean, I'm just saying you are on the. You know, it shouldn't surprise you. Haters ain't never that far out of sight. Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Do I need to say more? I mean, you know, you do. When you see somebody old, tell them I said hello, cause ain't no. I'm not old. If they only knew how embarrassing it is to walk around with a Confederate flag, if they knew how bad it looks. Cause see, we talk sports. We don't walk around talking about runner ups, do we? That's what that Confederate flag means. You runner up. You lost. And you're so spiteful that you lost that you would rather use that as a symbol to, I don't know. People be tripping. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, if that's all you came to say, is that all you got? I'm blessed. I ain't old. I can show you people that roll. But anyway. Oh God, I gotta deal with these trolls. I gotta get this turkey out of here. So do you have anything else to say? You just gonna talk about how old somebody is or whatever you think? Because I'm gonna give you one more thing and then I'm gonna have to just take it up and out of here because I'm trying to have real conversation. Thank you so much, the sporting page. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you, sporting page. Um, so Caitlin Clark, I know she won, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, when the Bills did 4 in a row, I was excited. I mean, it still hasn't been done. So, okay, young man, I gotta get you out of here. You ain't saying nothing. You just talking trash. I can't be dealing with that. Just to be in here, just to be talking trash. Okay, I gotta take some people out of here. Some people just trolling. Okay, well, okay. Oh, yeah, fans have been toxic. And I'm gonna address that just a second. Let me address for just 49ers. probably the most important game of Aaron Rodgers' career. Ask Ted, who's a big Packer fan, because it's a huge game. Huge, huge. And the Jets need to make a statement. And the 49ers got a whole season, but they need to make a season. Yeah. Yeah, Caitlin Clark, um, they are. And the thing is this, she ain't won nothing. Appreciate your support page. Appreciate you everything you said in that donation. Thank you so much. She ain't won nothing. I could understand. I could understand if she had won a chip, which would be sickening, but she ain't won nothing. I mean, she can shoot, she can play. Is she gonna be the second coming of a Larry Bird type, or she gonna be, let that play itself out. You know, look, I will give her due as far as a shooter, but I ain't. She ain't never came up big, and I'm sorry. She lost 2 times for chips in college, and now they hyping her on a 500 team in the WNBA. What am I gonna do with that? We'll see. No Trent Williams. Well, they should be able to beat the Jets without him, and they still got more talent. You got McCaffrey, you got Debo. Purdy better figure it out. Kyle Shanahan better figure it out. You know what? If you got a market, that's what happens. I never spent no money on Jordan shoes. When I bought basketball shoes, they were not that expensive. So, okay, we're talking about her right now. She can play, but it's a bit much right now. Let her win something first, and then let's get back to it. Because all this pushing her like she's Taylor Swift, trying to push that. Now, see, Taylor Swift got almost 20 years under her belt. Right? I'm not a fan of her like that, but I will give her credit due. That woman got 20 years under her belt, and even though she don't really hit for me, I'm not gonna knock her hustle because she's got it. She's got strong. Caitlin Clark ain't got 20 years. Caitlin Clark has a 2 year. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that. I feel bad for Aja Wilson because Aja Wilson is the one that's balling, but they're not. They're not marketing her. Yeah, I saw Angel Reese did that, but they don't want you to be Dennis Rodman. Okay, so that's the problem, and that says a lot when you're that her size and you can bang and board. Well, people don't respect that no more in basketball. They only care if you can shoot threes and dunk. They don't care about. She sure is, because I seen her post up. And I kid you not, I was having David Robinson meet Elijah on flashback. So to have that length, to have that ability to hit that kisser off the glass, just like, woo, got a nasty first step. Can Well, it's crossover. I mean, if you feel that way, first of all, when people say they're carrying a league on their back, I've seen people have done it. I've been around long enough to watch when people did that. Now they didn't like that. And that was before he blew up. That was before all the other stuff came out. See, if you remember that Rodman was humble, real low key. That Rodman was kind of like Kanye West before Through the Wire. You wouldn't even know it was the same person. See, if you live long enough, God willing, you're gonna see things come back around, and you're gonna see some things. Okay, Freddie Mercury. I respect Freddie. But no, they don't like that. That's a good call, Ted. They don't. I I know that and see that's the respect. He did. That's when it counted. Okay. Let's just before anybody go any further, that's when it mattered. Nowadays, Rudy Gobert. They give it to anybody who be acting like they tough and they don't play no defense. Originally from America, but I've been a few places. Been a few places. Gotten to travel, got to meet some great people. And I would recommend it to anybody. If you really want to learn something, get some traveling in your life. But anyway, yeah, Rodman was bad. I mean, he was, you know, he was a special guy, man. I mean, I loved Rodman's game. I'm a I'm a huge Rodman fan. Charlie Gaskell, what's up? I hope I said your name right. I suck with saying names, I admit it. So Ted, I don't know what poll question you want, but if you've been paying attention, this autumn thing is I had to ask though. By the way, what is your favorite season? Am I one of the few people that got excited about summer? I guess. Times have changed. Okay, cool. What's up, Brian D? Good to see you. Okay, cool. I love summer and I love spring. Autumn is nice and crunchy. Thank you. It's cool. Flowers look nice. It's real cool. And of course, football and all that. But I'm a kid at heart about summer. I ain't gonna lie. You know. See, I ain't get that though. Thank you very much. Bless you too. Appreciate you. You got summer. Well, you in Ohio. I know about that Lake Erie. And then watch when it get cold, your butt gonna be freezing. I know. Are you excited about them Browns? Okay, anybody call me a creep? I don't know what that means. Uh, okay, y'all just sitting here being. I can't be having people saying stuff. I'm from the states though. Okay, I gotta get people out of here now. Still getting too vulgar. He will. His butt's on the line. If he don't, he in trouble. He in real trouble. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't deal with no trolling. I don't want no vulgarity or anything that's negative in here. I keep a run a certain ship. Be respectful. If you're not asking questions or appropriate, got to go. You know what, Ted? I'm torn and conflicted because I like D Watt and I think he got railroaded. However, and they took D Hop from him in Houston, and I did feel for him. I mean, because when he was on, God, see, Ted, I hate you did this right. God, I'm gonna sound like this is 20 years ago. It feels like it though. Cause that game when he beat the Bills, when he shrugged off and passed, and he was beating Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Don't that seem like 10 years ago? What the heck happened to him? And this is what I always tell John Morant, Zion Williams, and I'm telling Brandon Ingram. You don't want to be this dude. Because it happened to who did it happen to, Ted? Who was that dude that you remember that the hype was big and then he just disappeared like Casper? Who was the dude? These trolls are really sad tonight. It's really bad. It's troll haven tonight. Um, no, but I've been told that before though. Thank you though. I do love me some jazz though. Anyway, Ted, who I was talking about was Blake Griffin. You don't want to be that dude. The dude was Diddy. I don't know that Bills yet. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, Sean McDermott is on the hot seat. I got a video coming about thank you. I got a video coming about Josh Allen being overrated. I'm taking, of course I'm Kendrick. But Drake's got the commercial appeal. but neither one of them. I'm gonna tell you, it's like you could put the two together, and you might have a special rapper because they both got something that the other doesn't have. They both got something the other doesn't have. Kendrick came out with, but I can't. What's up? But I don't know how long. Again, it's the industry. He had the song of the summer. I give him that. But what does that mean in the big picture? And no, Drake's not on life support. But Drake, the cats. I thought about it a long time ago. I wouldn't do it. I saw that mess. They taking shots at each other. I like Kendrick, but I wouldn't call him that. He for his time, he's really good. For his time. I think they all should retire because I don't think it's gonna last. The industry only gonna put so much money in you. And if you walking around, yeah, it is, but it's his last resort. It's his last resort because he got caught with his pants down, and he don't know what to do. And they put money on him already. They put that AI generated Tupac Snoop verse on his song, which is embarrassing for the industry. And that should tell you that Snoop doesn't have nothing going for him. Favorite hip hop artists of all times or just now? If we're going old school, it's Rakim. And I was big on Nas. I like different rappers for different reasons. It's kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, I miss Outkast. That's a personal thing. Um, yeah, it is embarrassing. LL Cool J was up there. Old Ice Cube was up there. I liked a lot of them. Rakim was special. His flow, you know. I like Nas a lot. You know. If I was going to a person that no one ever mentions, the godfather of hip hop, I'd tell you Gil Scott Heron. Gil Scott Heron was spoken word poet. Doesn't get his due. Sometimes I think Curtis Blow's underrated. I know Slick Rick is underrated. And Snoop is probably the voice of hip hop, if you want my honest opinion, because he can do no wrong. That voice was the most distinctive thing. Um, who else would I pick on? I like Dr. Dre. I was big on DJ Quick's production, some of his stuff. I like the let's see what could I pick on. I'm okay. Sugar Free. He a funny dude. You know, Juvenile is underrated. Yeah, Redman and Meth got something there. I like their chemistry together, but frustrating because I thought Meth should have been bigger. Now, Ted may not agree with this, but I thought Method Man was kind of like the Rasheed Wallace of rappers. Should have been bigger, but he flowed along. I make sports and music analogies a lot, so if you understand where I'm coming from, Method to me could have been way bigger, but he chose to kind of be a team player. It's kind of like how I look at Rasheed Wallace. But skill set, he can hang with anybody. And of course, everybody gonna talk about. I mean, the Wu Tang, Ghostface was sick. I like Redman. I liked. God, there's a lot of them. Man, because my eras of liking hip hop cover a wide range. I like Digital Underground. I think Shock G was criminally underrated. That brother predated G Funk. Don't get his due. Humpty Hump, everybody know. Um, E40 was funny. Had some funny E40 moments. Too Short was his thing. Obviously Biggie, Pac, obviously. Common when he was common sense, not when he not this later stuff. I know he got that joint out with Pete Rock. I did like Pete Rock and CL Smooth. No, I have no idea. Is a ghost behind me? There's a ghost behind everybody. It's called a shadow. Buster. Let me tell you about Buster. I think I've said this to you before because you asked me. If him and Missy Elliott had a baby, it would be ludicrous. They're energy hype rappers, which I can listen to for 30 minutes, but I can't go further than that. The cadence kind of like, it's kind of like Twister. I like Twister. I don't know, and I'm not gonna keep on asking questions I don't know nothing about. So you have to tell me because I'm not that enlightened between Iron Man and Iron Woman. But anyway, Buster is you already know how Buster rolls, Ted. I ain't got to tell you about Buster. You know how Buster go. Buster been acting out of sorts. Okay, I might gonna sound real dumb right about now. I never get asked about either one. Sorry. So I'm just saying. I have no idea. I love Scarface. So great thing, because you see, when you start asking me about hip hop, there's so many people. Scarface is one of my top 6 rappers ever. His lyrical content, and oh yeah, by the way, the Tiny Desk, he was on point. I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. I never. He told stories. I hope he gets well. I know he not been doing well. I think I did hear about that. I think I did. I think I did. I do got this one song from India that I'm banging though. It uh was it I Wish? Yeah, the cat was I like that jam a lot. Well, that girl. That girl. That's the name of the song. That girl. Song be bumping. Called That Girl. Gotta tape that dude in. It's a 2-minute song. It's like a red Ferrari or something. Like that song. That girl. That's the cut. That was my cut. Scarface is a talented dude. We don't talk about no drill music. Drill music is one of the most. Yep, it's the East Indian cat. It's tight. He got a mustache. The girl. He's got like a table in the video, red car, and they're like on the Mile Hill or something. You gotta check it out. It's a tight song. That girl from India. It's cat bad. The beat was bumping. Yeah, drill music is just something by the industry to distract. That's all. It's just a distraction. They always come up with something to distract you, and it always impacts the community. They do it on purpose. Look at this thing, Ted. 44 votes. I've never had another poll. Okay, so Ted, the next time I do a poll, you get to pick the question. I just did this thing about autumn because I had this conversation. A woman was going on about how she can't wait for autumn. And I'm like, what's the big deal about autumn? And it's like, I just didn't get the memo. And it's crazy. 50-50 though with the votes though. So good. Gives me hope that people actually ain't all in love with autumn. That's crazy. But yeah, drill music is sad though. It's a sad commentary. Sad commentary. Um, let's see. What do I think about that? He was entertaining. He was entertaining. Okay, I'll check it out. He was entertaining, but he was for his dancing. He was a marginal rapper, but did you know that he owns the rights to Ice Ice Baby? He bought them off of Queen. He owns that. He was a smart businessman. At the whole thing with Suge and all that. But he was entertaining. He could dance. He could dance. Some people I know actually like him over Eminem. Some do. Just saying. Some do. Some actually do. Okay. Some do. Some people do. Some do. I can't say, but some do. Some like him. Let me address that just a second. Listen, my thing is waving back. So listen, there he works for ESPN. He is country. He will do whatever it takes to make them happy. So I am not shocked or surprised. She kind of is. I don't see it like that though. You know. Okay. Favorite song from the Ghetto Boys. Okay. He ought to be ashamed of himself for saying something idiotic like that. He could say that she's facing some um hostility, some ignorance. He can't say racism. He know better than that. Who owns the league, Shannon Sharp? Who pays and signs the checks? Give me a break. See, the stuff that people said is so idiotic. How is she facing something when she is in control of a situation where it goes one? It don't make no sense. Oh yeah, she should clap back. I applaud her to do it. I think she gets untreated unfairly and maligned for reasons that have nothing to do with the sport. See, you seen how I'm glad you're getting to see this in real time. For all the people who say, "Oh, well, that happened back then," and people ain't like that. Angel Reese won a ring. Caitlin Clark did not. South Carolina won the chip, and they undefeated, and they had to still ask, "Well, what you think about Caitlin Clark?" She goes through it all the time, cause I be reading them comments too. And we live in a double-edged society. I mean, people don't like to hear the truth. They really don't. They lie. They talk about, oh, they don't want to hear no truth. They don't want to hear no truth. Because if they wanted to hear the truth, they couldn't handle the truth. Couldn't handle it, didn't learn about it in school. Truth, they ain't gonna learn now. And the sad part is that it's not um they got all the information that they got. They just don't want it. Because Rebecca Lobo was a real winner. She paid her hard knocks. And Caitlin Clark don't say nothing about it. Yes, she is. Well, thank you. It depends on what Brian De Palma character you talking about. I did watch Brian De Palma films. You got a good eyeball. That was one of my favorite movies back in the day. Of course, I like Carlito's Way too. Yeah, it's cool. Lobo was bad. She was bad. Yes, but industry. You know how they go. Industry. Actually, yeah, Oliver Stone had a hand in that. I like. I saw both of them. I don't know if you saw the 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 Return of Carlito's Son, the one that Puffy did, where he was playing New York Nicky. And the dude that's doing Magnum PI, he was playing the Carlito's son, and Mario Van Peebles was in it. Yeah. Okay. If you're talking about that, you ain't gonna. It's yeah. So let me tell you a story. So, brother had slow nights, and I sat up and watched that. I think it's an indie movie. But yeah, the dude that's in the Magnum PI reboot that's on CBS, he was the lead role. Hernandez, he was the lead role. And yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You have a slow night, movie come on, you're like, okay. And Puffy was in it. He had the dude that was cleaning his Rolls Royce. Yeah, it's slow night. They got the ads for it on YouTube. You have to turn in, was it the Return of Carlito? It came out in 2005. It was low budget. It was uh the one cat that's from The Wire, the bald head dude, and then Bart Young was in it. It's yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's a dusty film, but I watched it, had some popcorn, cause hey, I watched that Snoop movie that's on YouTube where he played a pimp. It's on YouTube. You type with Detroit Red, Big Red's in that movie with him. Snoop's a pimp in that movie with Red. I watch that thing sometime because I ain't got no shame. Yeah, I peeped it. The Shy, ATL. I watch them shows. They all right. See, but when you've been there in them places, you see some things, and after a while, it's kind of like when I watch The Wire, because that's where they all get this inspiration from. You do know they say, okay, we'll do an inner city show about Baltimore, Chicago, ATL. Next will be Houston, New Orleans. That's what they do. That's what they do. I mean, you know how it is in Hollywood. Oh, you come on now. I ain't the only one that's been said that. If I am, I'm kind of surprised because come on now. You know how Hollywood is. And for those who are new to the live stream, we have some real conversations about some real things. And I don't know what that is in English. So you got to say what that means. Because if you're not identifying yourself for something, I don't know what that means. But anyway, and some slang I'm up on, some I ain't. Some things is best left to keep on said. So you got to explain what you talking about. None of that. And plus, if I'm talking about Hollywood, people get excited about these movies. Not offhand. Depends on where I live. Gotta remember, I don't live in all parts of the world and country. So I don't, I don't have people run up or a bookie. Oh, you know why I didn't think about that? Because no one has said, uh, thank you, sport. That's truth. Yeah, well, if you go back to my early New York days when I was growing up, you could have said that, but I don't. Well, that's another story. But thank you anyway. But no, I don't do that. But there were people who ran numbers though. They sure did. What Hall of Fame? And which one? I saw two Rawls Hall of Fame, but the Pittsburgh Pirates one. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's old school hat. I appreciate that though. Yeah. My actually this beret is inspired by my grandfather. He used to have a tam. He wore a different hat. It had the flat, mine's different. What Hall of Fame? He should be. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. He should be in, just like Pete Rose and Roger Clemens. The real Hall of Famers. McGuire should be in too. Sosa should be in. You know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now, I ain't been told a bookie. I knew some cats that hustled though, but that's another lifetime ago. And plus, that's some stuff that, we have to do that one to make baseball great again. That's a great question because they need a villain. Bryce Harper was your villain, and I don't know. They need something. Well, they're hoping the Yankees. This whole thing with the Yankees and the Dodgers with Shohei and Aaron Judge? That might be making it great again if they get in the World Series together. because that's the MVP candidates right there. But the problem is neither one of them are villains. There's no villain there. I don't know. Baseball's problem is it just doesn't because they won't put people in the Hall of Fame. That's the problem. They got a nerve to be moralistic. In what universe? In what universe, Ted? Help me to that. Because as a Yankee fan, I don't feel that. Yeah, but I know it's not fedora. This is a beret. Fedora, I got fedoras. Next time if you here and I go live, I'll show you my I'll show you that. Yeah, he is. He ain't no villain. Giancarlo Stanton would be considered more of a villain, and he just be acting because Giancarlo's like the Paul George of baseball. No, Aaron's a nice dude. Okay. Well, mean you on business, you on code with your fedora. Well, beret just makes you artistic. Makes you like you artistic, like you look Renaissance, big fancy word. Tough, but he don't come clutch. He remind me so much of Paul George. He be hitting home runs, they don't count for nothing. He gets hurt at the worst time, and he don't come up big in the postseason. What am I supposed to do with that? And Baltimore's right on it behind. The AL Central is interesting. That's wide open. Well, I don't know about that. You'd have to see him do something, but I'm first let me do something with the Yankees. But anyway, we gonna see. It's cool. It ain't no thing. We ain't doing no spelling here. I try not to. I don't want to correct nobody on their grammar. Because I admit it, I got some words wrong. A lot. But anyway. So yeah, it got we ain't gonna almost lose nothing. We won that game. I'm gonna address that. Michigan ain't gonna that's my team. Do I have this expectation? No. Probably get the Chili Bowl this year. But I expect they're gonna win most some of the games, but I'm not expecting what they did last year. They were on a mission the last 2 years. Um I know I'm saying that. It's all good. Um the Yankee, well, Cashman's been there forever and a day, and a lot of it's because the old man has been deceased for 15 years. He probably would have been fired about 3 different times, but because they won so many rings, he's got carte blanche. I don't know. The Yankees are, the left-handed pitching. There's a lot of little things they need. But I just think that basically, it's different day and time. You think they not retired him? I don't know if they retired him. I think he retired himself. I think he knew he couldn't win. He's not dominant no more. I think that was his happy way out. That's what I think. Because they were going to get paid and some guys. Thank you. What's happening? How you doing? All right, Mark. I don't know where he is. If he thought he had a team that could win, he would stick around. I think that Alabama, welcome aboard to you, Mark. I think Alabama doesn't look as, what's the word I want to use? There's no sure thing. What's up? What's up, DP? Yeah, he did. I got a buddy of mine who's a big Clemson fan, so I ain't heard none from him. I probably won't. Because that means that they butt was already 14 seed, chances are they looking at the Onion Bowl. I'm loving it, DP. I'm loving it. I am so glad. Lord knows, and Ted don't know because Ted been with from the get-go. I've been putting the work in, and I feel blessed. I'm glad people are coming through. It's a great situation. I've had some YouTube situations, and it feels good to kind of feel like vindication that. So it's great. And if I get this kind of response and buzz, I'll definitely do more live streams. Yeah, but it really is just now, sometimes things take time. They come into fruition, but you got to put the work in. And I don't do it without support. So I give all the shout outs. TDP Cat's been coming through, so I appreciate it. And I'm glad to see faces and places. So yeah, it feels good. Takes work though. You know. Honored though. Yeah, there's a few in here. Got a couple members come up through, so it's good. It's all good. I ain't tripping on that. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Because they got all the quarterbacks. Why you think Dak Prescott over there fronting in NFC? I know. I'm aware of the AFC. You think I don't know? You asked me why I think my team is going to do. I said, well, as long as Patrick Mahomes is playing, everybody playing for second place. I know. The NFC, why you think Kirk Cousins is looking good? No Diddy. I mean, you got a chance over there in NFC. AFC, get in where you fit in. He's scary. Because I tell it like this. He's like Tiger Woods and everybody else is looking like Phil Nicholson. Well, I ain't in basketball mode right now, and I have to study what y'all got, so I can't even really answer that. But I think that, yeah, yeah, yeah. Playing tournament team, if I'm honest. If I'm honest. Good luck, though. I got no love for that team, so that's not the team to come run up me with. I'm just going to keep it 100. Because that owner, how he dealt with Kyrie, and that whole thing when KD and Hart, all them left, I got none. I got nothing to say. They're embarrassing. So I ain't the one to ask on that one. Just sorry. Well, yeah, this is cool. So Jet Ison. So you dissatisfied? What you dissatisfied about? They season ain't started yet. They ain't started yet. I heard that mess. I think I did a video about it. I did a video. It's coming out. I didn't break my neck to put it out, but it's coming. Well, first of all, you could call GOAT. We better say play defense. I mean, Bronny. First of all, I don't know if he's gonna be on the court with him during a professional game. I don't know if that's gonna happen. First of all, let's just get to the elephant in the room, shall we? Are they gonna be on the court at the same time? Are they gonna be on the court at the same? Who he gonna guard? He got his behind crossed up with some third stringers. The heck he gonna guard? Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. I don't know DP. I don't know what it's gonna be. No, he has no shame, and I've been told you how I felt about him and his over the top act. He runs JJ. He runs JJ. Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. And Reddick don't mind because Reddick and see, I done my videos as you saw my 1, 2, and 3 about JJ Reddick and the whole thing with Anthony Edwards and all that and Gilbert Arenas. This is what they've been pushing. This is what they're pushing. A revisionist history. And saying anything and everything and just dissing everybody they can diss. Oh, I needed that one. You brought up Tobias Harris. Oh, Lord. Ooh, wow. Oh, oh God, that's hilarious. Oh, Mr. Tobias Harris. So, if you ever heard of the Four Tops, the group, and you know the four guys singing "Sugar Pie, Honey Bun," and the fourth guy, that's him. He's the fourth guy. Yeah. To be honest with you, on that note, Dr. J never gets his due for saving the NBA. But we're talking black and white. We're talking about the romanticism. If he can make it half the season, if they don't turn him to Steve Nash, if they don't turn him to Steve Nash, because that's why I think it's going to hit. Fresh faced coaches coaching these so-so superstar players usually don't end well, especially when they're veterans. It don't usually end well. It usually doesn't end well. To quote Ted, it don't usually end well when you're trying to coach a superstar and you're a fresh face. It's like being a new teacher and you're like, I'm going on to and the next thing you know, you get ran out the building. You treated like a substitute. Oh, Dutch, you made me laugh. I tell you, good thing I ate my food because I'd have bit my tongue. I think so too. And he should. He should. Because he ain't gonna win no more. He has to try to talk tough. That's what he do. Yeah, he do. Okay, I will. Ren was bad too back in the day. And if he didn't have to be in the same group with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and Easy E, who had charisma, DJ Yellow was nice on them tables. Ren was nice. A lot of people forget how tight Ren was. There's a reason why NWA is one of the most important groups. But Cube was the pen, wasn't the same. Okay, okay. Well, tell me then, because that's the Ren I'm thinking of. Um, okay. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. When we come back, I'll let you know. He might. He might. I mean, realistically, Golden State, barring some kind of move, maybe a Brandon Ingram or something, they ain't gonna do nothing this year. They're playing tournament team. They in that 7 to 9 slot. And teams in the West are better and younger. I think Sacramento got good with DeRozan. So their problem. Zion slimmer, that's a problem. Then you got Minnesota, Dallas. Denver's gonna come back. Come on. I think he would leave earlier because I think that the wear and tear of not being able to win because he's getting to the point where what pool? That turkey can't score 20 points in the gym by himself. Now, did you see that Wizards game last year? Oh, do I have to remind you what happened in that game where they booed him because he had a big old Easter egg in the fourth quarter? Anyway. Um, he's dying in Washington. That's what happened to him. Now the Nets don't be smart though. He just him and Kyle Kuzma. Oh yeah, I gotta do a Kyle Kuzma video because Kuz came out and said they should install a 4-point play. So yeah, okay. The Nets wouldn't know what to do with it. They really haven't been able to fine tune nothing since Jason Kidd was there, to be honest with you. They messed up everything. The KD thing and that was nice, but it was like a disaster. Had the wrong coach. Yeah, your boy Kuz talking about he want a 4-point play. They do. Because Boston gets real coaches. And then the Nets always like, I don't know. It's almost like, and it's not like Jersey and Massachusetts is a country mile from each other, but it's almost like another planet. I remember that. I think I know who you're talking about too. And he didn't last long either because once he got dunked on, he got forgotten. So He came, he went. That was it. It was really great tonight. It's great to see everybody coming through tonight. This is great. 56 votes. That's great. I'm really touched by the overpouring of people coming through. This is great. And keep on hitting them likes too. I welcome it. Glad to see comments as always. Because he tired of giving them money and ain't nothing coming back on his investment. Yes, I do have a membership on here. You should be able to see it under the chat. And there should be, if you go to my streams, it should come up. Yeah, it should be on there. Because it should be on there. I definitely know when someone adds up on it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. Ted, let me answer your question. It's real. Let me see if I can get that question again. Dak is in hot water, and I think that they just can't. They ain't got nothing to move it with because they know they're not going to do much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sporting Page. Appreciate that. They in a lot of trouble, a lot of problems. Mike McCarthy or Meathead. Ain't no one even saying nothing about Meathead. Meathead is real silent, but Dak's on the Dak's. This is it. But he'll find a job somewhere. I think, Ted, as quiet as it's kept, and you might laugh when I tell you this, Pittsburgh might be Dak's next home. That's what I heard on the low. We know that Russell Wilson and Fields ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, you ain't heard that one? Yeah. Well, he's meaty. The style of quarterback he is would be, in that kind of division, he would thrive. Oh, I even though Stephen A's football takes don't do nothing for me, he was right about that. I do think if Dak goes somewhere else, he might win. And I think if he goes to a certain type of team, he can win. But it ain't going to happen in Dallas, though. But yeah, Pittsburgh would be a good fit for him. I think so, too. Think about Roethlisberger and Dak's size and his strength. A meaty team, grind it out. Yeah, summer lasts another 20 days, even it depends on where you live. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, Pittsburgh gonna have a help wanted sign before long. You heard it here first. I've been seeing that mess with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. It'll be a help wanted sign there real soon. And I'm gonna tell you this too, because I told you I was ready for football season, and when I get in full gear, I get in gear. If Sean Payton wasn't such his head stuck up his behind, Denver would be a good spot for Dak too. But nobody wants to touch Sean Payton. No, it's still summer. And also, the other landing spot for Dak, I said Pittsburgh. I said Pittsburgh, Denver, New Orleans too. New Orleans, because Mr. Carr ain't cutting it. As a matter of fact, if he put him New Orleans, oh, there's always sleepers. I think last year was Detroit. Mm, this year, I think people look at Houston as a fluke. I don't know who's gonna win Rookie of the Year. I can't say that. It's gonna be interesting. Um, um, um. You want to say Cleveland? You really want to say Cleveland because you got to feel that talent they could they sleep on catch somebody. That's gonna be the toughest division, and the AFC North is gonna be the toughest. Mm, that's all. I think everybody in the NFC is pretty predictable. We know the Giants and Washington ain't gonna do nothing. We know Arizona ain't gonna do nothing. If Minnesota gets a quarterback, could they be a problem? We don't have no expectation for Seattle, so that could be a sleeper. Hurts or love as far as what? Who's gonna have the better year? Jalen Hurts better have the better year because Nick Sirianni. If the Eagles don't at least get to the NFC Championship game, he's probably gone. And the word is Bill Belichick might emerge. No, you're right. I think there is just pretty much. People don't really have an idea. They hope. And the stuff they put out, they hoping that it hits. You ain't never lied. Different era, different time. Can't even compare it. No comparison. Back in the day, we were excited about draft day and it was a party. Now, because the bottom line is a lot of these cats, it's so systematic. It's hard to say who's going to turn. Now, obviously, I was excited about Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. We talking football. I knew they were going to be something. I was big on both of them, and I was hoping the Bills would get either one of them. Sometimes there's a cat that I go, okay, we're gonna see what Caleb Williams do, and but I don't know. I don't. There's a lot of reasons why this don't really mean as much. So, but it was different, DP. It was definitely different back then. Sammy Watkins, he could run. He just didn't get the right team, and I don't know why he didn't thrive in Kansas City. He was nice though. They pro ready, so when they say that, right, they talk about how college is today. It's like that in football, basketball, baseball. They make them more geared. The problem is fundamentals. A lot of these guys can run and do the basics, but they all compartmentalize its analytics. It's got nothing to do with feel. So some of them don't come out like they should. Let me give you an example. Deshaun Watson was throwing picks and bad. He never really worked on that aspect. And who else would I say that was like that? Somebody else that I can think of that's kind of like that. That kind of had that same turnover prone. Some of these guys got exposed in college. The smart ones didn't. Like no one saw Patrick Mahomes like this. Josh got better, but he still got fundamentally flawed. He still slings to, he still ain't learned how to touch pass. That still was obvious. 2000 was prime. That depends on who you talking to. I mean, I like some of the 2000s. I like some of the players. I think that as far as positions, yes. He is too reckless. As a Bills fan, he takes too many. He tries to run too much. He tries to play hero ball, and he ends up either short arming the ball or he gets frustrated by the goal line and he turn the ball over. He just do something. And I think some of it's coaching. He needs a coach with an ego. I hate to say this, but Sean Payton would be a good fit. Any coach that has an ego with him would understand that. He doesn't have a coach that has an ego. And I think that's one of the knocks right there. Because you got to have an ego. Yeah, You look at Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Popovich, Belichick, Bill Walsh, Jimmy Johnson. I coaches that were successful and they knew they had star players that drove it. You know, gotta have some. Because it's like Andy Reid's mindset with McNabb. I mean, not with Nabb, but with Mahomes is a great point. Behind the back, doing this, doing that. What's happening? How you doing? When you can do that, and y'all in syncopation. So when Mahomes got football player of the year and Andy Reid was there to get the award for him, what's that tell you? You know. You know where his bread is buttered. So you can see it. Andy Reid and Mahomes got a chance to be the most could be as much as decorated as any quarterback and head coach when it's all said and done. And just telling you, sometimes you can see the writing on the wall. Sadly, he probably will, should he know. Well, you're willing to learn. You're willing to learn. That's what made Michael Jordan so great. He understood that. He understood that. Joe Johnson probably will if they like him enough. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? No. But, there's a lot of guys that's going to have that stat line. That doesn't make him Hall of Fame. What was special about his game? Marcus ain't no Hall of Famer. He was in the really good to very good. He studied and he had one of the best teachers ever because Dean Smith was a hustler. He had him so coaxed and hid back his skill set. Nobody saw that coming. But he knew. He told him to fall back. Don't bring it out yet. Wait till you get to the next level. We're gonna show you what we're gonna. To quote Bruce Lee, we're gonna unleash the dragon. Not the way he should be. He should be. Top 50 all time in scoring though. Okay, ask Ted that question. Is he a Hall of Fame? Do we sit around here and scratch our head about Joe Johnson? Let me put it to you like this. That's like asking me if DeMar DeRozan's a Hall of Famer. Not my eyesight, but he's got numbers. Pretty much. Because of who he's associated with. But he ain't no Hall of Famer. But because for people who didn't get to see, they're gonna, I don't know. LeBron, yeah, he'll make the Hall of Fame. Of course, they'll let him make Damien will. Of course he will. He's considered one of the 75 greatest players. Of course he's gonna be in. Unless he does something dumb, he's in. I think LeBron studied, but I don't see where he done anything to make people better. He studied, but he gets way too much credit for he's supposedly making people better, and I don't see it. I don't see it. Because if he made someone better, Anthony Davis would be in the same conversation with Joel Embiid and Jokic right now, and he ain't. Saved him from what? What they save him from? He stat pads. He ain't doing nothing for his team. What was it? What they doing for him? Now, because his personal life will work against him. He should, but I think they got some against him. LeBron does get credit for most pretty pedestrian things. He wasn't trying to win a ring with Giannis though. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. He really wanted to be in Miami. He should be. I saw that. And see, he has to say that because of where he works at. You work on the ESPN plantation, you're gonna have to say what they want. You know how they go. He should, but you know what they gonna do? Tell you, they gonna make him wait. They gonna sit him down for a New York minute. They gonna give Kyrie one of them haircuts even when he didn't need. They said, "Do you want your hair faded?" They gonna cut his hair up. Shannon has no, but you gotta remember something. What he has done, he's taken a page out of Skip Bayless's playbook. He was a football tight end. He was great. And he was great too. One of my 5 greatest tight ends ever. And I will give him his second act as a commentator. I mean, he did go to the Charles Barkley School. He owes Charles Barkley $1 for every time he does a show because that's because I remember when he was on NFL Today and he was all right. But he came back with Skip, got some personality. But he was a great tight end. Shannon Sharp was very athletic, even though his brother Sterling was a better football player than me. Sterling had more natural ability, but Shannon was bad. Because they've been pushed by the 3-point shot. They ran away from fundamentally what they used to be about. Well, for good or for bad, Steph Curry changed the game as you're gonna know it, for good or for bad. So volleyball tap rebound is what's in vogue now. But there's an interesting irony about that long tap rebounding. 2 of the greatest long tap rebounders were who? Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain. Next, pretty much. Well, he wants to be accepted and loved. He don't want to be seen as a country bumpkin, and he wants to appeal. So he's in the business. They're looking at it because it's not seen as, they don't want to see the grunt of it. It's work. There's nothing fashionable about it. He was a great rebounder. Yeah, I heard that about Trump. And that's trying to get the appeal vote like he's down. That's what that's about. Because he figures he got this agenda that he's going to somehow, like, that's going to make him cool. I think Russ was shorter. Russ was incredible on the glass. But see, Charles Barkley, the round mound, was more incredible than Russ's because Charles would go crazy on that glass. I remember what Russell did. But for the detriment that hurt his career, he kept going after them numbers, and it didn't help him out any. It didn't help him out. In fact, he was worn and spent by the time he get to the playoffs. So all them triple doubles and all that stat padding, I told you, me and Russell Westbrook, to me, always was playing 21 by itself on the court. He'd be getting Steven Adams up the way to get a rebound, all that. I wouldn't talk to him nowhere because I just look at him like he's an idiot. I'm sorry. And I hope the tube doesn't use that against me, but I don't really have nothing good to say about Trump. I'm not in love with Kamala Harris either. And anybody asks me, I tell you, and I'm going to say it live and clear, reparations. I have nothing to do with these political parties at all. They're not my parties. I have nothing to do with them. I wish that there was a more progressive form to vote or something, but I don't see nothing that neither one of them can do. Do you give me an image? Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. If this was 60 years ago, she's black. If it was 40 years ago, she's black. And see, I'm going to tell you like this. It's the one drop rule. Because Lena Horne tried to pass. So you tell me, Lena Horne trying to pass for white or Kamala passing? You tell me. Now make it make sense. And why would anybody be tripping about someone saying they are in a country that's always promoted the one drop rule? Make that make sense to me. When you live in a country that statistically has always said the one drop rule. So come on now. Yeah, but they got knocked out early in the playoffs. And he didn't do nothing. And how many teams has he been rocking with since 2016, 2017? Not much. He ain't done much. They are. Thank you, DP. So what's the big deal? Now, you can sit here and talk histrionics if we want to. We can tell you about African blood in your DNA. So she is got it in her. He isn't a leader, but it's gonna be interesting him with Jokic. This will be very telling because he's getting to play with a top tier player. It's his last hope. But he's also been in self-destructive, but I want to see what he does with Jokic. This could be huge for him. That could be a great fit. It's his last call though. He messes this up, they'll probably send his behind to Toronto. Now, the more they teach you about the vision, the more they're trying to open the facts. Let me tell you something. How can you have more by learning and add tension when you already got tension? How can you live in a country that tells you that you get 1 month out the whole school year, yet you were born and bred? Make that make sense. I think. Then he'll be like Derrick Rose, and he kind of gets this tour of playing in places. I don't know. Probably did. I don't really keep up with him like that because, when Durant left, he was heartbroken. And then he tried to bring Paul George, and that didn't work. And Victor Oladipo, that didn't work. Then he went to Houston. He was with Bradley Beal in Washington. The Lakers, all that. It's like then with the Clippers. So think about it. It ain't ending well. And sometimes he gets provoked, and there's some things being said, but it ain't ending well for him. I respect his talent, his hard work, but he did a lot of stat padding. He did a lot of things that kind of. You told me you did that. I liked. I kept that. I'm gonna keep it as a world premiere too. Well, it's the same where you go because it's you. If you don't deal with it, you in denial, and it's in your face with everything you see. The money currency that you see, how does that come to be prominence? You know. So I think that it's important that you don't lose track of that. You have to talk about it. I think Jokic could be a good fit for him because with Jokic, you have to pass the rock. See, Braun and AD did not defer because Braun has not deferred. Russ was supposed to be an integral part to passing the ball. Nobody. And see, Braun then crippled AD. AD had that bubble game 2 against Miami. He was balling like he was heading to be the MVP. He never was the same after that. Yeah, but see, one drop's been around forever and a day. One drop has been the way it's been. And that's a fact. So when Trump says what he says, it's like you're gonna act like you ain't heard about one drop because one drop is one drop. Ask Meghan Mark and Harry about what happened in Buckingham Palace with little Archie, the son, who had the one drop, and how quick he got up out of there. How quick they got up out of England behind that one drop. Just saying, because that was what got him up out of there. I trip on it because they somehow act like they don't understand the one drop. And that's how it's been. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's always been that way. British said he went to. It's true. She sure did. It's the same thing in America. If you know the history in the United States, everybody black got a white cousin in America pretty much because it's been the mixtures. And Louisiana is a Creole, it's a mixtures. But it's the denial that has never been taught properly in schools. So people don't get the full, the fullness of it. Thank you. It is hidden because if the truth came out, I mean, you never get the concrete realness of anything. You just don't. You don't. I wish that it was taught properly, but it's not. It's a shame that it's not. People are bitter and don't even know why. Yeah, he is. But if you told him that, he get his Tesla out and go and drive off. Look at you crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. No, well, he's African in from South Africa. He's African and he's an American. No. There's no J. Edgar Hoover with him. But yep. We'll talk about a whack Van Diesel. But his career cooled off, didn't it? Yeah, well, it's different in the states and places because where you live in the United States, you identified like that. You're never identified as just an American. You're not. People who don't uh uh come in the states, that's what we dealt with. It's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal. I get what you're saying because uh when you are part of it, you don't have to be like that. But when you live in the states that has put those terms and realities to you, that's what you're subjective to. Yeah, they would. Because if they heard you, they're like, where you from? Where you from? Yeah. They're not gonna accept Kamala. No. Because she looks one drop with the good hair. Think about it. The Becky with the good hair, like Beyonce said. Think about it. Think about it. Look at Beyonce, look at her mama, and think about Kamala with the good hair. Now put that in together. Think about the Creole, think about all that. See, I watch other people talk about certain things. They understand the one drop. You understand the one drop? And you look at things. Now, asking me, do I think she's down? I mean, I know she was Phi Beta Kappa. She went to because my aunt and family members, some of the females, did Phi Beta black colleges. Mariah got the one drop. Mariah looked like one of my kin folks back in upstate New York. Okay. But when they talk, you know. So, but they were trying to downplay Mariah in the business because Mariah predated Tiger and Derek Jeter. You know, there's a lot of little things that got done. Well, it's different though. It depends on where you are. When you oh, she knew. She knew. That's when she was with Matola, but she knew. She stopped saying that stuff when she did that Honey video with Puffy and Mason them, and then when she she started. That's what she flipped. But she had to play that role. Yeah, she always been down. Cause like if you ever listen to her remixes, that's when you knew she had the gospel in her. Well, because of the mindset, but also because of the politics. Again, depends on where you living. Depends on where you living. You live in different places, or people gonna associate things. Well, she worked her behind off to get where she got. I'm not the biggest. Oh yeah, we knew that. So I don't know if I told you, but was it 20 plus years ago, Ted, when Shaq and Kobe were together? The running joke was J Lo was trying to keep up with them as far as rings. That was the running joke back then. She got a fourth ring, so she's trying to keep up. She's so pathetic. If Benny Medina, her manager, and her, he's the one that always still stands, be with her at the end, but she's pathetic though. That's what it was. I kid you not. We were like, she's trying to keep up with those guys. And you can be attractive, but somewhere along the line, I have to. I have to, because I had to hear her bad singing. And she's mean too. You heard the stories, right? She's mean. She mean. She got attitude. And you see what happens. Well, Wesley was on that. They had that thing with that money, that train back in '96, that money train with her and Woody Harrelson. That you know, yeah, all them Kardashians, because cats never career will never be the same. Because every time them Kardashians mess with a cat in the NBA, I ain't seen none of them flourish. Whatever happened to Devin Booker? Blake. Which Blake? Oh yeah. Well, see, but see, this is the thing. Tommy knew about her, just like Jamie Foxx knew about her messing with Keenan Ivory. That's what's up. That's what's up. So she got big and she started acting like she was smug. That's what happened. Um, well, Blake Griffin never learned how to work on his game. His game was strictly dunks and posts. Ben Simmons mentally could have been like a junior Whopper LeBron mentally, because he could move. She probably is. Probably. Probably. Because I know the J Lo thing is a facade. Her mama wasn't happy about her messing with Mookie and Pookie. You read that how you want to read it. Blake's problem is that Blake never learned how to shoot. And one time he started shooting threes, it was like 20, 30 years in his career when he missed the Celtics by 1 year. No, I don't think MVP, but he was good for a moment. He was good for a moment, but what you didn't know, what you didn't know. Ben had a moment, but after that, oh yeah, mom, oh yeah, when she messed up with Puffy, they loved Ben Affleck, loved it. You read between the lines with that, what you want, but she didn't want him messing with no Diddy. An ironic thing, Puffy's the only dude that she ever messed with that still gave her love. It's a shame about him too because he just underachieved. He had talent. He was nice in college, and he had a nice start. He had that one game where he had 40 points, 15 boards, and 12 assists. But that one playoff game with Danny Gallinari went over him, Atlanta and Philly, and he thought Gallinari was going to foul him, and he got scared and he froze. He never was the same. Some of them do. Show didn't. I just think that he just mentally, that's what happened. He has some talent. Yep. Well, they grew up on the block. She didn't want, again. But she did what she had to do when she was with Keenan. And everybody knew about that. That's how she got put on. That's how she got put on. And then, of course, there's allegedly that videotape that Suge Knight had in his possession with her. So, Jenny got around. But the ghost singers in the studio with her, that's come to pass because everybody been singing on her songs. She can't sing, you know. Well, A-Rod always be because they were like sharing the mirror together, so that wasn't gonna work. You seen A-Rod lately? He got the anti-Sammy Sosa cream. Because A-Rod is then Oh yeah, she because there's a lot of singers, Ashante and Shante Moore, they both did it. He just didn't, again. Some cats they freeze. That it happens. It's a shame, but I hope that the guy get himself together mentally, because she had more than a reference track. She was having ghosts in the studio. Puffy paid for her first record on the Six. Bought Dark Child in there, Rodney Jerk, and then of course when she messed with Mottola, he took them songs off the Glitter soundtrack and hooked her up for the second record. So that's what happened. And then she got associated with her Gotti. She was, you know, probably another because it's going so good and we talking. I'm thinking about probably another 25 minutes. Okay, well, I'm glad you came through, Dutch. Appreciate you coming through. Glad to see you again. If I get this kind of rapport with people coming through like this, I'm definitely gonna go live more because it's been a big blockbuster night. So I might come back sometime during the week. This has been off the chain. Been one of my best nights, maybe ever, at one scoop. Because I got a lot of faces and places, so it's really good. Appreciate you, Dutch, and thanks for all the great questions and commentary and great take. But you brought up some good comments too. So yeah, don't be no stranger. I won't be no stranger. Appreciate you coming through, and thanks for everything, for the membership and everything too. So thank you. 67 votes. Appreciate that. That was a very great job. He well, it's his legacy because it's proteges. That's what's up. He pushed Biden. He gave him a front when no one else would. So this is his legacy. He's like proteges. That's what's up. You know. I wouldn't say it because she's his protege. Even though everybody in the room knows who should be running, Michelle Obama. Everybody know Michelle would win. Wouldn't be no questions asked. She don't want no parts of it. But this is protege time. Can I sell them? So that's what's up. Pretty much. And that's how the game goes because that's how you play the game. We never really know what people really thinking about these folks that they be up there grinning with. We see teeth and we see hands moving and money being passed. We don't know what they really thinking. It's part of the business. Made me think about when Magic Johnson went on about Kareem, said he ain't gonna respect LeBron passing his record, and he said all that. And Kareem actually took a step back, you know. But cats talk a different way on TV, confront a certain way. I learned that long ago. Don't trust all the teeth you see, because sometimes they be false. That's what's up. So got 67 votes for this autumn thing, which was crazy. I like it though. One of my best Like I said, the next time I go live, I'll let you pick a poll question. This one's so great tonight. I don't even know if I want that thing. I saw that. I didn't do a video on it. I might. I'm not surprised or shocked. Ask me if I'm shocked or surprised. I mean, it's a zoo in these classes today. There is no respect. You gotta fighting for your life. It's not worth it. So I'm not shocked. I think I'm amazed that they decide to keep their jobs because it's really tough these days. I mean, it's tough. You know, they really got to go through it today. So, yep. Back in the day, everybody had access to your behind. That was neighborhood watch. That's how it used to be. You cut up, you get it toe up. It's not like that no more. Yeah, that it was just disgusting. And it's a shame because teachers now have to work in that environment. They got to teach in that environment. And they have to pass these dumb tests just to keep their job. And then you got the other teachers who are in the 304s up there pole dancing without poles. So it's like, what are you getting? What's going on? I mean, it's crazy. The time you turn around, it's one something. So it's like being at the club. Schools turn into the club. So it's really gotten out of hand. That's how it was back in the day. And a real switch, real belt. Nowadays, they look the other way because we stopped raising grown people and people stopped being grown. People started just doing what they wanted to do. So that's kind of what you're dealing with. That's the reality. And it's changed. I remember. Everybody had access to you. Everybody knew what you was doing, what you should be doing. Yeah, they didn't even think nothing about it. And we used to get paddled when I was going to school. Say, tear his behind up. And when you get home, you're going to get some more. Yeah, it was like that. Different day, different time. So I don't know what you're going to do. The Kareem editor. Um, it was the old guard, new guard. Um, Kareem philosophy was so different than Magic. They were like day and night because Kareem was seen as the he was ostracized. And I'll give you an example. I used to watch Around the Horn, and I remember Woody Page was on there one time, and they were talking about Kareem, and he said I would never give him a job. This sports media dude saying this. This was 20 years ago, and of course, Skip Bayless alluded to it too. Because Kareem wouldn't give them the time of day. And Magic was happy go lucky, like he was eating Oreo cookies and dipping in milk and grinning. So it was a contrast. It was quite the contrast. No, we didn't get beat multiple at once, but let's just say you got it handed to you one by one. It wasn't no multiple. Wasn't no tribal beatings. But yeah, Kareem and Magic on ego perception. Yeah, perception. I would say that. Perception was it was different with perception. You definitely saw where one was used in a certain way and then the other one was done in another way. So, yeah, he couldn't get it because he was white ball. That's pretty much what you got. You got tribal beatings, like beating you like a bungle. The Bouye tribe. That's what we used to be. Those are rappers, Bouye tribe. That's what they did to you. Um, yeah, Kareem wasn't touched by nobody. Nobody wanted to touch him because that's what happened. It's really political like that. They pretty much people don't understand. They see you and they say he's not touchable. It's like it's unwritten rule. Oh yeah. Actually their chemistry was like that because Kareem could run in motion. He could beat you different ways with that hook. He could pass, he rebounded. He was very agile and he would be scary today if he played today. And Magic did everything it took, you know. So yeah, that was similar as far as the attitude, you know. And they really were about team ball. They were. Now don't get it twisted. Kareem did keep that 10 points a game scoring thing going till he retired. But he wasn't what I call a stat pad. He because you gotta remember something. There was no 3-point line most of his career. Yeah. Well, they emphasized passing the ball. I remember all kinds of whippings you can imagine. Clothes hangers. My grandma had a my grandmother in the South, she had she was in Texas, she had a I'll never forget. She had a stick, yard stick, and took it from the tree. I smashed some case. She tore my behind up. I never forget that to this day. You know, chairs, I mean, not chairs, but shoes was coming at your behind, anything. Had all kinds. There was an African paddle that my great grandmother had, and I used to call it the boo boo stick because your behind got hit, and that's what would happen. Yep. Now, so you name it, I got dealt with it. Different day, different time. Kids today ain't gonna know nothing about that. They look at you crazy. But that's how it was back in the day. That's how it was. You come up a certain way, it was real. Anything that could connect, and sometimes a fist too. If we could connect, it was gonna connect. There was no, you just had to take that for the team, and that's how it was. But yeah, the Lakers were effective like that. All right. Man, appreciate you, Sporting Page. Appreciate your donations. Appreciate your everything. Thank you so much. Much of respect to you. Appreciate all your commentary. And stay up. Appreciate you. Thank you immensely. Oh yeah, you ain't call no police. You had to take that beating. But the truth of the matter is this. Took the worst beatings from women in the family. Yeah, you knew the men were gonna tear your behind up, but the ones from the women were vicious. Vicious. Then you get that eyeball look, and then you get that hot water, take a bath, or it was just brutal. It was brutal. Brutal. Yeah, thanks again, Sporting Page. Appreciate you. It was brutal. So that did happen though. It happened. Call nothing. Wow, it's been great tonight. I'm just looking at everything. It's been great. 70 votes on this thing about the autumn is crazy. 50 to 40, 51-49, no. 51 said they're not, 49 said they were. So that's a split vote right there. That's incredible. Yeah, it feels great. I think I'll do it more often. think I'll be coming back. This is exactly what I needed. I'm glad you back. That helped out immensely too. We got football, so we definitely be. I get excited probably more so with football season, if I'm honest, because and basketball, I'm tired of talking about some of this hoop crap. In terms of like Gilbert Arenas but I know where it's coming from. I'm not even mad with him. I done my videos where I talked about it. I ain't mad with him because I said David Stern, Adam Silver, and others pushed this agenda. And I said that's why Isaiah Thomas had to do what he had to do because they pushed an agenda. Because he was too scary for himself. But it's sad though. Yeah, as long as you don't answer your door. If I see him, I don't do nothing. I pay no attention to him. I try to avoid him though. I do. I don't. It's absurd. It's really bad. Oh yeah, that's how it happened with some people. So a Breonna Taylor situation. Sometimes you gotta be careful that you don't get caught up because you know it's really bad. It's really bad. I don't even want to, Mm-mm. Too often not is bad news. Let's see, ain't nobody trying to be on the news the next day behind their antics. So, mm-mm. Too much. Yeah, the next time I go live, bring your question for your poll. I'll use your poll question. But you're gonna have to work hard to beat this one. This one's got 72 votes. This is the most votes I've ever gotten for one. Well, they act like they're looking for dealers. That's what's up. Dealers and runaways. That's what's up. But if they ain't got no search warrant, no affidavit, they can't do nothing. So you gotta have proper protocol. That's what you gotta have. We'll do that the next time. I'll do that for you. And remember it too. Write it down. So next time. You know which one I picked though already. So, but I'll do that the next time. The tough one was 98, but yeah, that was a tough one. But if you want to use that question next time, I'll put it on there. You know, that'll be a good question for some. I like it too. I'm still getting some likes on here. I got 14 likes. That's great. What's up, JT? You catching me in my last 10 minutes. So feel free to ask questions because I've been here for almost 2 hours. I got 12 more minutes exactly. So if you want to talk, let's do it. You got 12 minutes exactly. So feel free to fire away. I'm giving you 12 minutes. 11 now. I had an extended night tonight, so I was in the mood tonight. So once in the rare blues, I come on through. Yeah, we got it. So feel free. Let me know what's on your mind. Well, it's got to be Jalen Hurts. Led his team to a Super Bowl. So Uh, Jalen Hurts wins for me. Jalen Hurts for me. I had a little drag off. Jalen. Jalen led his team to the Super Bowl. Tua's got more talent to work with. I think if you put Jalen Hurts with Miami, they coming out the AFC. What's happening? What's happening from Finland? AJ, what's happening? Okay, well, leave that one on there for me. I'll do 007. Make sure you send me a follow and I'll hit you back on YouTube. Appreciate you coming through from Finland. Well, Jalen's had more productive career. Going to the Super Bowl is a big deal because they nearly won that Super Bowl against Kansas City. Tua hasn't been out the first round, so Jalen, and he got hurt that one year. He was a Super Bowl. See, the thing about it is Jalen Hurt has been the best player. Tua plays with Tyreek Hill. Glad to see you too. Appreciate you coming through. So that's why it's not that hard for me. I'll give Tua his due. He's made himself into a really good quarterback. But Jalen Hurts, you know, MVP candidate a few years ago, Super Bowl runner up. Come on now. Tua's had a better cast than Jalen's had. Philly doesn't have anybody like Tyreek Hill on his team. And Waddle ain't nothing to sneeze at. So just saying. Yeah, I did that thing with Tyrese. You talking about the one where I talked about what he talked about the anti-black guy. I did that. I thought I commended him because he spoke the truth. And I'm not the biggest Tyrese fan per se, but he was on the point with that one. Had to give it to him on that one. He made sense. There need to be a bill passed. He's one of those guys, he does a little bit of everything. Didn't quite turn out the way it's supposed to. He got a nice voice. Didn't quite go where it's supposed to. His movie career's been nice, not quite where it's like a little bit of niceness everywhere, but it ain't nothing that you sit there and you can just, sink your teeth in and say, oh, that was, you know. I respect his hustle, but he didn't also brought some self-affliction too. So, but this was truth. I'm gonna leave it at that on that. That's all. I do pull for him though to kind of come through though. So yeah. This has been real nice tonight. It feels good. A lot of poll coming with the votes. Do a recount real quick. So 51 says no, 49 says yes. So that's pretty impressive. This is great. Okay. That's a strange question because I never been asked that one before. Shannon Sharp, because Stephen A's got his podcast, which he already was broadcasting, and he was already a corporate puppet and been in the mix. And Shannon Sharp came along, created a character. Yeah, I already know. I did a video about that. And now he's got podcast. He's multi-leveling. Got a night stream with Ocho. Got the Shay Shay. I mean, it's not even up for discussion. And remember, Stephen A went to school for this. And he's not in the smartest move that he made that's gonna keep him where he's at because he got Shannon Sharp over there. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I don't like Final Bomb. Final Bomb. I don't care for him at all because he talks that old talk, and he would do anything for Nick Saban and do anything for Clemson and you know, all that mess. Good old boys trying to talk about Dion. I know the code words. So yeah. Well, he tries to cover it, you know, but the people in the know knows to discover it. I don't like his tone, but I know what he's getting at. That's why Dion said what he said. We know what go on, you know. It's all in code. Okay, I got 5 more minutes before I got a roll. The night's been so good, I almost don't want to turn it off, but I know reality says, hey, you got to recharge your batteries and eventually do it again. This been an incredible night. God, I appreciate everybody that came out here tonight too. Well, see, Mad Dog uses that he's stuck in his ways and his eras. But that actually opens up what you're saying, because if you can quote 1952 and 62, you didn't say it too much. When you start talking about Murders Row and the Yankees, you didn't say it too much. Follow me. He got upset because Stephen A was talking about Derek Jeter was the best Yankee and the Babe Ruth argument. The more he talked, the more he go back. And see, he's 10 years older. So he know. Underrated in what way? He had an out of body moment for Orlando. The city was juiced up. He never did that in Sacramento. I remember when he was in Sacramento and he was like the fifth wheel. He was behind C Webb, BB, Vladi, Bobby Jackson. And Page, I forgot about Page. So he's about six wheel. So that guy I saw in Orlando wasn't the same guy I saw in Sacramento. He went from Turkaloo to six packaloo. He played out his mind in that finals against the Lakers. But anyway, that's a long time ago you mentioned that cat. Anyway, I got a couple of minutes. Sorry, JT, because by the time you came on, I've been here for an hour and a half. And so, well, hour and 40 minutes, and now I'm close to 2. And I'm definitely going to pull it, because I've done 2 hours, my return. That's all I'm trying to say. It's just like the Jerry Jones, the picture. And nobody got to say nothing. See, if you're going to quote the past, you need to tell the whole truth. If you're going to get in my throat about Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, Cy Young, because I can do that too. Because when people forget, I was a baseball aficionado before my basketball and football, but I go back on all that. Just like when I talk about the NFL and quarterbacks. I'm sorry, people don't like it when I say this. You only had the legitimacy of black quarterbacks in the last 40 years. Um, if I take my Buffalo Bills out the equation, and I'd say cover is Ted. I'd say Kansas City and Detroit. Something about Detroit looks they could get in there. Now, but his Angels career was overrated. His Angels career was forgettable. His St. Louis Cardinals era was one of the greatest ever. So, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, great player. And if it wasn't for Barry Bonds, he'd been the greatest player in the National League the last 25 years. But he didn't do the thing. He didn't do the thing. So, one of those guys that Yeah, it didn't work with him in Mike Trot. That was a lost. Willie Mays. Let me think. What's can I pick on? Willie Mays. I'm sure you probably take Pujols over A-Rod. Got to think about that. They're gonna bring up Jimmy Fox, but that's way back, and you know how that goes. You got a chance. Of course I do. James Harris played for the Buffalo Bills, who happened to be my team, and he had a strong arm, very athletic, very agile. Should have been somebody starting quarterback. That's a lifetime ago. Yeah, I remember James Harris. I go back, but what I'm telling you is just like Broadway Joe Gilliam. My mother, my uncle, and my father all went to Tennessee State University when Joe Gilliam was there, and then it was Elridge Dickey. I can name you some guys. They didn't get no chances hardly in the 70s. Doug Williams came out, got a chance to win the NFC Championship game, downplayed. Um, I want to say, can't think of his name now. I remember Vince Evans was around for a long time. There was a few other cats. But went to Randall Cunningham and Warren Moon, and Moon had already, they railroaded Moon 40 years ago. You get to Randall Cunningham. Then you get to Aaron McNair, and you had a few. Cordell Stewart, you had a couple things. But as far as more dominant prominence of black quarterbacks, you got to go to the last 15 years. If you want to be honest, because Michael Vick and all that. Yeah, but Briscoe, in a minute time, by the time you get to James Harris, was a big divide. And we start talking about who's the greatest quarterbacks and all the stuff they talk about, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, no black quarterbacks usually crack top 10. No, he's not. He was great with yeah. No, he's not underrated by any stretch. If anything, he may be considered overrated. The guy's got a soulful voice, but he don't know how to use it. He ain't putting it correct. Fans don't ask for much, and you get what you get. So now, I don't look at Usher as underrated at all. A little bit overrated because he hasn't really taken himself to another level artistry-wise. Gotta challenge yourself sooner or later. Or you just want to be a junior whopper Michael Jackson for the rest of your life. I don't know. I don't know. You know. So anyway, boy, the numbers have been great tonight. It's so close to got 300 views. That's incredible. Thank you to all the people viewing tonight. I appreciate you. I really do. No, he ain't underrated because he's had a big time career. Because most people would love to have his, they would love to have his run. And if anything, he just hasn't put in enough to make it. That's my knock against Usher. So anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night right now. I've done 2+ hours. I will be back on. I will tell you this. Do me a favor. The next time I put a video out, send a note and tell me when you want me to go live again. Because I'm enjoying this so much that I need the request. So let me know. I will ask the people to come through. Let me know. We'll do this thing and bring it on to me. Thank you, Arnell, for coming through. Everybody for coming through. Ted, of course, welcome back. JT, thank you. Everybody. DP, the regulars, appreciate you. I can't do this without you. Thank you so much. And just send me a note when you want. You can subscribe. Well, it says you can't. Why does it say? Where does it say you can't? You can subscribe. I should have buttons where you should subscribe. You should be able to subscribe. I should have a key. As a matter of fact, when you come to yeah, should be in there. Because actually I've been adding subscriptions. And on my YouTube, the channel, the main one, I think on the studio, definitely. So it lets you subscribe. Let me see. Let's see. Well, the Sport News added as a member tonight. So I'm looking. Okay. I got kind of stuck though. But anyway, we're gonna find it though for you. Tell you what, just add me to the it is on there. It is on there. Because when I do get feedback on these things, they definitely tell me so. Because I have had people add it on, so I hope that you come back. Definitely. Anyway, I'm gonna have to call it night because I do got to go and roll. And JT, you can help on there with this one because I'm trying to look on here. I'm looking on my thing, but it is under my studio, and you can definitely subscribe. Definitely, because I had added some tonight. But I appreciate everybody that came through. And again, send me messages when you want to do another live. I'll be back. Appreciate you all. Bless and peace. Stay safe, stay blessed. Best to you too. Same thing to you. And we're gonna get football season. We're about to get it cracking. So I'll be back next 2-3 days. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true. Appreciate everybody. Peace and the best. I'm out. Good night.